Let's be honest, trying to understand a young child's behavior can feel, well, a little like trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing. It can be confusing, frustrating, and leave you wondering if you're doing it right. So today, we're going to untangle some of that confusion and find some clarity in the beautiful chaos of raising little humans.
One minute, everything's fine. The next, there's a total meltdown because you gave them the blue cup instead of the red one, right? It's intense, it's exhausting, and it can really make you scratch your head. These moments are just so big for them and for you.
And here's the most important thing I want you to hear. You are absolutely not alone in this. Seriously, this is a totally normal, universal part of parenting. It's actually a sign that your kid is growing, learning, and trying to figure out this big, complicated world.
So, what's really going on here? Well, early childhood is like a massive software update happening all at once. Their brains are rapidly developing new emotions, their attention span is a work in progress, and they're just starting to crave independence. That is a lot for a tiny person to manage. When you see things like tantrums or clinginess, it's easy to think of them as separate issues. But really, they're all connected. Think of these behaviors as the only tools your child has in their toolbox to say, I'm overwhelmed or I'm confused. They don't have the words yet, so a tantrum becomes their language. It's all part of the same developmental package. Okay, but here's the million-dollar question every parent has. How do you know if it's just a phase, or if it might be time to get a little extra support? When do you make that call? Let's break down the difference. Here's the key. It's not really about the behavior itself. It's about the frequency, the intensity, and the impact it's having. An occasional tantrum when they're tired, totally normal. But daily, hour-long meltdowns that completely derail your family's life, that's when a conversation might be helpful. You're looking for the pattern and how much it's affecting everyone.
And let's be really clear about something. Reaching out for support isn't about failure. Not at all. It's actually a sign of strength. It's you, as a parent, saying, my gut is telling me something's up. Or, you know what, I feel in over my head and could use some new ideas. Always trust that instinct.
So if you do decide to talk to someone, what does that actually look like? I know it can sound intimidating, but the reality is usually so much warmer and more helpful than you might be picturing. The whole idea is to be calm, child-centered, and family-focused. It's not about judgment or putting labels on anyone. It's about creating a safe, supportive space to figure out what's going on with your unique kid and your unique family. The process is pretty straightforward. First, you just talk. You talk about your life, your routines, your history. Then a professional might just watch your child play for a bit, because play is really the language of childhood. It tells you so much. From there, it's a deep, respectful chat about your concerns, and you'll walk away with a real positive plan full of strategies you can actually use. And the whole point of this, the end game, is so empowering. This isn't about fixing a problem. It's about getting the guidance you need to find a path to calmer, happier days for your entire family. And what do you get out of it? Well, sometimes the biggest win is just hearing someone say, you know what, this is totally age appropriate. You're doing great. That reassurance is golden. Other times, you get a whole new set of practical tools that lower the stress level at home and just make you feel more confident as a parent. Huge wins either way. All right, let's dive into some of the questions you're probably thinking right now. We'll do a quick rapid-fire round. First up, the big one. Is someone just going to immediately suggest putting my little kid on medication? That's a huge fear for a lot of parents. The short answer, it's extremely rare. For young kids, the focus is almost always on behavior, on support, on practical strategies you can use every single day. Okay, next. That meltdown in the grocery store aisle, does every single one of those mean there's a bigger problem? No, definitely not. Tantrums are basically a toddler's rite of passage. But again, it all comes back to that pattern. If they are happening every day, if they are incredibly intense, or if they go on for a really long time, then it's probably worth looking into. Here's a practical one. What about school or daycare? Should we bring our child's teacher into the loop? You know, that can be a really smart move. A teacher's perspective can be invaluable because they see your child in a totally different setting. It helps everyone get a full 360-degree view of what's going on. So if you take away just one thing, let it be this. Seeking guidance isn't about searching for a problem to label. It's about finding clarity for yourself and confidence for your family. And that leaves me with one final thought for you.
When you're in the thick of it, feeling stressed and unsure, it's so easy to feel stuck. But just imagine, what if that feeling of clarity, that boost of confidence, what if it's all just one conversation away?